ain't gonna lie. I wasn't sure if I'd make it in time. But I made it. Not gonna lie. I'm tired as shit. I'm very tired. But I'm here. I'm here. So I got an America's Got Talent chair. I wish. Just an old computer chair. And at the Discord, because as soon as I started the stream, I literally had to turn around in the chair. Like I immediately posed up. Damn, you guys have been talking though. I mean, y'all seem ready to me. Shit. You can add the Discord though. So it was a pretty cool intro. Thanks, man. You know, I tried to do something. What's up, Yari? I'm pretty good. It was a little hard actually. The issue was actually I woke up too early. And I couldn't sleep. But I started reading some manga. Kind of let the time pass by. I am here. It's pretty dark. It's pretty early today. But we did make it though. We did make it. Whew. I'll sleep afterwards, probably. Depending on how long this is. If it ends around like 8 o'clock, I'll try to sleep for a little bit. And then I'll stream again. Mission streams a little colored in. This is proof they're deleting all weapons. Hey, what's up, Stardate? I'm you're early as hell, man. It's like 7 o'clock for you, ain't it? Squeeze a bar and SQ as long sir counter sense on top, yeah. Bro, if I'm not awake, man, we can't cook. That's a good ass theme. Alright, you guys want to watch this with chat on or without chat? This chat's been saying some pretty crazy shit, I'm not gonna lie. They were just raving about a world remake, which was insane. Also, thank you, BR, I appreciate that. We are chat, we those imposters. You guys are right. Screw chat. How do we close this shit? I've been spewing nonsense anyways. Next world update. It's hilarious. I woke up at like I think 5 today, and I was like, oh my god, like oh no, oh no, oh no. Like I was panicking. I thought I was late, but I realized I was like an hour ahead of when I should have woken up. Dun, 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 dun. Also, does this sound good for you guys? I'm looking at the OBS thing. I want to make sure the audio is fine for y'all. Even earlier than you. It's good. Okay, good. Gore Magala #1, baby.
Hello,
Oh, I'm waiting for this, man.
Welcome to the pre-show for the Buster Hunter 20th anniversary.
Hey, what's up, Hiroshina? I'm glad you can make it, man.
My name is Joe. I'm one of the community managers here at Capcom USA, and I'm joined by...
Hey everyone, I'm Jono. I'm the EMEA community manager on Monster Hunter.
Well, Jono, what are we doing today? Why are we in suits?
Well, that's a very good question, because normally, for anyone that tunes into our community streams, we're normally just rocking a t-shirt or a hoodie. But today is a very, very special occasion because
They got suit on, bro. They ready, man.
20 years, 2 decades of Monster Hunter. I'm really excited.
Yeah, so am I. And today we're going to be going over the results of the Hunter's Choice Top Monster Poll. We're going to reveal who the number 1 monster that you voted for is. And honestly, I'm super excited to reveal the results to everybody. But before we get into that, why don't we talk about, the overall show.
They drift from out course, man.
Today is really just
Should've worn my suit, man.
The 20th anniversary. We won't have any crazy news or any reveals. You won't see any new gameplay or trailers for Monster Hunter Wilds, but we do have some cool stuff and cool insights from the dev team and from different community members of the Monster Hunter community.
Exactly. This is really special, and even looking at like our own journey.
Should have caused the Rathalos armor.
So
that would have been cool.
We joined Capcom. The community were at the
yeah, didn't know GU expansion, unfortunately.
The community or the passionate community themselves building wikis.
It's free money, man. I don't know what they're doing.
And all of that before like the advent of YouTube and the internet as a whole and social media. So it's really special to be able to celebrate that with everyone.
Yeah, and before we get into it, why don't we talk about the 20 through 11, the monsters that we've revealed so far in the
we already know
top monster results. So I know you've got a lot of favorites in there. Jono, do you want to kick it off with what is your personal favorite monster?
Yeah, so coming in at 17, so much respect to the community here for your fantastic taste. We have my favorite. They're big, they're blue, they're Brachydios. Obviously introduced in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate here in the West. If you like slime weapons, or as they're now known as blast, this is the monster for you. I just love how it looks. I love that it's
just nodding is funny. It's always funny when they're just like,
the music, everything about Brachy just
I agree.
Cool to me. And I loved as well, obviously playing Monster Hunter Stories and Stories 2, that you could have Brachy as a monster and fight alongside them rather than against them all the time.
Yeah, I love the big old arms that it walks with and kind of just slams around and you kind of get caught in that blast radius, which is not a good feeling, but it is.
Right, never you're on. Right, he all right. 17th, I ain't mad.
It has a super awesome theme song, which is really intense, and I love to listen to every now and then. So yeah.
Oh yeah, especially the Raging Brachy.
Valshax isn't in Stories. Wow.
And I was like, do I go for Raging
Surprised.
Brachy?
They have like a couple monsters in Stories too, don't they?
Situation, there wouldn't be Raging Brachy without base Brachydios. So that's where my vote went as well.
That's a great point. Great point. Well, for me, within this top 20 through 11, I'm a huge fan of Namiel, who came in at number 18. It was a new monster that came into the series with Iceborne.
Yeah, where's Spagani at?
So a fairly new monster. I'm sure a lot of people who play the game are pretty familiar with it, but it's got this really almost like it's like a like a manta ray or like a I don't know, just like this marine kind of theme to it, right? Like the way it has all the sound effects and the different
I forget how scary Namiel's face is. It is a little odd.
It's definitely got a unique feel that I think a lot
of
monsters don't really have in the series.
Yeah, you can definitely feel like it's come from the abyss, and even the sounds it makes are so aquatic, and obviously a dual element monster as well, combining water with thunder.
Just don't look at the face, trust.
Very, very dangerous.
It's hard to look at the face when these freaking bright ass LEDs. This thing calls for wings.
Organic. Yeah, it was really unlike kind of anything else you'd have thought up to that point.
This guy probably sleeping on the bus again. He's lacking.
A deep sea creature that has lived for thousands of years. That would be one. It's learn to live in the darkness or something like that. Yeah, a super cool monster.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
it's 12 a.m.
At number 16 is another favorite of mine, Safi Jiva. This was a super cool raid monster, siege monster actually, that you could fight in.
You got the LGBT lights.
I think
need the representation,
what I
man.
loved most about this was the community building.
You got a pretty sick Elder Dragons. It's cool to me.
Trying to pick apart the different mechanics. I think
the color directive row went crazy, bruh.
When it was first revealed, so we got to experience that as fans, but just the way it was revealed to the world and how everyone kind of
Safi's fun to I think Safi Jiva's fight's fine. I just don't like farming the siege quest for specific weapons.
Yeah, and also seeing what a fully
I don't like having to do with 3 other people.
Was really
if I could do it on my own, it'd probably be a lot better for me. I'm not the biggest fan of Safi.
Also, everyone plays as very
In terms of
specific
fighting
role
stuff,
if
you
they
go.
want
I
to
probably,
within the
I
fight.
probably
Like,
agree.
obviously, I'm a sword and shield main.
Definitely.
So I'd be trying to go for the tail or like go for like trips on the legs and things. But then obviously insect glaive, gunners, bow users, we always go for those wing breaks. And if they weren't in the party, I found it so hard to get wing breaks. So if an insect glaive came in or a ranged hunter, I was like, yes, more part breaks. Yeah, it's such an epic multi-stage fight.
For Coco's better hit
And I remember
zones. I'm
having
saying when
fun
Cove heats up.
trying to knock terrain onto it as well.
Thunder element, Robbie.
Yeah, that was something you kind of had to like,
Cooking.
discover for yourself, right? Of just like you continue to do the fight, you see what other people are doing.
No, see, that's how I feel, bro.
That's
You're
one of
here,
those
you know,
things
this
that
chit chat, bro. I don't care about these favorite monsters, favorite weapons, insect glaives on it, bro. I need to see 10 through 1. And you see the top 10.
Definitely such a cool fight to discover and to learn.
Exactly, and then obviously Safi's ultimate move is really quite a sight to behold and experience. They better find somewhere to
Freaking
hide.
YouTube chat's probably going crazy by it right now, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Sometimes, you know, I always found myself just slightly getting caught outside of like the protection.
Yeah, you're
zone
stalling.
That like rock that's blocking for you. Which
Cole's global potty rolls in the first stage.
You make sure you're
You guys don't like oversized hitboxes? What do you mean? Come on, dude.
Exactly, and talking of obviously, you know, these big attacks and kind of monsters coming.
See Great Macau in the background waiting for his reveal. The background, the green is actually Great Macau, like zoomed in.
13, which is
It's actually its skin texture. They're already hinting it at us.
Is actually the most recently added new monster.
Hey, Jaggy number 1. Nah, bro. Copper Blaganga number 1, bro.
Primordial Malzeno, obviously, kind of like crowning off Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreaks story, kind of putting it to bed as the sun sets.
Take the microscope. Yeah, those are like his cells dancing around.
Primordial Malzeno obviously is kind of like the uncorrupted pre-Curio version of the flagship Malzeno. So it's such a cool evolution
take this earbud out.
of the monster, and I love how it
Must
fights.
be talking to me
It
this
looks
time.
like a knight in shining armor. It fights almost like a lance or sword and shield user with really interesting combos and jabs. And no spoilers, but I really love
You getting rocked in that gameplay? Hunter's always getting rocked with new monsters, like announcements, though. They stay getting cooked. It's crazy.
And a great way to kind of wrap
Don't
up
tell me non-Elder Dragons because no, hear me out.
Yeah, you said it all, Drano.
No Elder Dragons.
You didn't think
We haven't seen Nergigante yet.
I guess regal and menacing.
Nergigante's gotta be top 10.
They topped it right with Primordial Malzeno, and it's such a great fight. And yeah, obviously,
I
I don't
know,
wanna
the
give
green
it
wire.
for anybody who hasn't played it yet, but the way the fight
Yeah, just
plays
the
out,
zoomed in
you know,
wind
the
mantle
culmination of the
wire
story,
bug.
and the way it ends is just awesome. So yeah, definitely a great way to cap off the adventure.
This is actually like the top of Duran
The
Barros.
armor and weapons look really, really cool as well. I'm a sucker for my fashion. You know that.
Stop saying that.
Well, with that said, you know, we can't take
Lord.
time to cover all of the 20 through 11. You will see them recapped again at the start of the show, but yeah, a lot of great monsters. That
This ain't the start of the show. Is this more pre-show rituals?
Those final results. So
Exactly.
Like, these guys are cool. Don't get me wrong, man. But let's get
29 monsters. We got
let's get something
10
going,
to
man.
go. It's any monsters game, well, except the ones we've mentioned.
That's something about Scott Flies.
It's
Never. Oh,
any other monsters game
yeah. I
right
guess these
now.
are Scott Flies, right?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the community voted for, and I guess we'll be discovering that together.
oh yeah, yeah. Jono, it's
Top
been,
20 since their 20th
20 years of
anniversary.
Monster Hunter.
Yo, you're on to something. Hold on.
Honestly,
Whoa,
you know,
whoa.
we've all
Stop cooking,
started
bro.
the series in different time
What if it was like the
frames,
19th
different
anniversary? Do you like
experiences,
top 19?
Any
It'd be like
thoughts
weird.
just like reflecting on you know your journey with the series so far.
Yeah, I mean, my first ever Monster Hunter title was 3 Ultimate, and quite soon after I then jumped onto 4
20 new weapon, 20 seconds of new gameplay? No. They specifically said no new gameplay.
First ever weapon I used ever.
No, nothing
in Monster
crazy
Hunter was
or
actually
wild.
switch axe.
You know, we won't see any of that.
I was a really big noob. I couldn't quite get used to being slow, having this big weapon, so I quite quickly swapped to sword and shield. And ever since then, it's been my main squeeze, my main weapon. I love the versatility, I love the variety, and I love how good it is with element and status kind of sets. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, you know, I also started around the same
Thanks, man.
time. But I would say, like, you know, initially I kind of bounced off the game a little bit because, you know, I don't think like I was.
You said he
wired
bounced off the
that
game?
way
You'll fire this
to-
guy.
yeah, to
Give me
really,
his
like,
spot.
wrap
What
my
the
head
fuck?
around all the mechanics and the way the game worked. But you know, I think it's a testament to the community who have created, you know, so many different guides,
I would never
videos,
say any.
and just different ways to get into this series that have really, that helped educate me and helped bring me up to the kind of the skill level that
Actually,
I
fire like
now.
you see some guy tap on the shoulder, like you get out, man.
A lot of other community members where
You're done.
I discovered this thing, I learned about it, and I got better at it, and then I became an advocate for it. So
Such a good felon stat. Nobody's good for the same thing. It's just better.
Monster Hunter, especially
Sword and Shield's good because it's like
in our
it's got
regions in
them
North America,
like quick hits.
to be able to like have that journey of like
The dual blades usually like for those elements is generally just better. It's got a better DPS.
It's been really exciting that way.
You see the hand on the green screen, yeah.
We touched on
Like a hand like clip in.
really got into
Get out of here, pal. You're done.
Creators kind of taking the time to share their passion for this series and want it to grow and share it rather than gatekeeping. And that, once again, that's why the community and the creators are the heart of Monster Hunter. And it's great to kind of see that continue as more and more people came to Monster Hunter.
Shoot my face cam over them. I see you're right.
And then obviously
this guy's done for.
You then had Monster Hunter World Show, and what kind of impact did that have?
There we go.
Absolutely, like just the taking the franchise.
So you just
global and simultaneous worldwide.
Because nobody wants to hear all this, man.
We've just really been continuing the momentum since then, and obviously I think the future is very bright with Monster Hunter Wilds, and we've got Monster Hunter Stories that's also coming out this summer. So yeah, it's just a really good time to be a Monster Hunter fan right now.
It is, and like with our recent return to World Community Celebration, seeing not only veteran hunters and content creators come back, but loads of new players come in to play Monster Hunter World, whether they were excited from the Monster Hunter Wilds reveal, or they were like, hey, a lot of people are talking about this game, I'm going to check it out, like jump in. It's been awesome. And obviously, the most recent release, Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, I love
it. Isn't a good time to be Monster Hunter fan? I guess 21 years ago, maybe.
Your
yeah.
Weapons get so many moves, and you can customize how your individual weapon behaves. So if you had, say, there was like 2 longsword users in a hunt, they could have totally different playstyles and moves. And I just found that really, really fun, and a really cool twist on the combat that I'd got used to from World and Iceborne. So yeah, it's just such a great time. No matter what kind of hunter you are, you can enjoy all the different Monster Hunter games, you can have your favorite, and I think that's such a good thing to be able to celebrate and talk about.
Yeah, different types of Monster Hunter games, different genres.
I can do this easy, man. This is easy, dude.
So yeah,
I just gotta let someone just kind of do some exposition for a bit. I can just.
And I think with that, we're gonna wrap up our
Give me
pre-show.
a suit, man.
We're gonna have a pretty fun program ahead of us. So,
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
After the
the
results of the Hunter's Choice Top Monster, we hope you stick around and check out everything we've got. But yeah, with that said, we want to say thank you so much to the Monster Hunter community. Your support means
God, man.
Jono, any parting words before we go?
Yeah, it's been an incredible 20
No
years.
parting words, bro. Let's wrap this up.
As a Monster Hunter fan, thank you so much. It's awesome to have you with us. And here's to the next 20 years and 2025 when things are going to be getting wild.
All right, well, before we head into the main show, we'll want to sign off with our usual Monster Hunter chant. Happy hunting!
Why the fuck would they do that? Come on, man. But they could have. All right. I'm gonna try so hard to be quiet for y'all. Oh, this is the okay. Doing the right with crazy on character. Speaking of character creation, anyways, I was on the Dragon's Dogma thing. The character customization in that game is actually kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I'm cool, but I'm not. Just drop the Unk moniker. Let's not do that. These hunters suck, bro. Yeah, 2025, unfortunately. They should have got me, man. Capcom was like, hey, we need some footage for a flagship. I'm like, bet, bro. I'll throw on the full set. Come on, I got y'all. Damn it, man. We need this information, bro. Please. Oh my god. I thought it said Rathalos was number 1. I was about to freak out. There's just the number again. Okay, Jesus. Okay. This is the old gen theme, by the way. Here the guitar is the old gen. They even know this is on top, bro. Number 9, let's go, man. Okay, good. No. Fuck. That means he might have an actual shot. Because they're not even using the regular theme. They're using the Arc Temperate one. No, only 8th? No. God, I hope Switch need to be closer to 5, man. So, okay, alright, 7 for Nagakuga, we can do this. I like this. I'm okay with this. Number 6, okay. I can see this for sure. I love Elkana. Alright, top 5, y'all. Top 5, man. I'm scared. No! Oh! It's the electric crocodile, man. It won. Fuck. I'll take top 5, though. I'm so mad. Damn crocodile, bro. We couldn't beat him. He's triple question mark because he's not classified. He still isn't classified. They don't know what he is. Let's fucking go. Alright, good. Top 3. I said I'd be okay with it. Who got number 1 then? Guys. Yeah, we might be in a dark timeline. We might be in a dark timeline. Because, I mean, does Ruiner place higher than regular Nergi? We haven't seen Zenogre yet. Wow, that is true. We've seen Stygian. There's no way the dragon version would be higher than... Y'all, I'm scared. Are you fucking for real? No, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. No. The world fans won. The world fans won, bro. They have a top 2. There's no shot. Diddy, I think we were wrong, man. We thought that they didn't know about the vote. They knew about it. Maybe they got like the date last second. Nah. I mean, I'm not like a Nergi hater, but I don't think he's that cool. Not for top 2. Like, what? He's an ogre. Yeah, okay. Can't even be mad. I like Zenogre. This is the OG theme too. Okay, the transition with this. Hold on, bro. There's kind of cooking there. I like that actually. So the Gyakru, Nergi, and Zinogre. All right, let's. Oh, peep the portable third theme. Oh, that's clean. I like
wow,
that.
Congratulations to Zenoga, Nergigante, and Lagiacrus, the top 3 monsters. As
Lagiacrus? Is that how you pronounce Lagiacrus?
Years of Monster Hunter. That's pretty awesome, hey Joe.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for casting your votes. But it sounds like we're not quite done yet, right?
You are right, because there is another Hunter's Choice on the horizon. Coming soon, you, the community, will be tasked to vote for the best monster theme music.
Yeah, there's been so many incredible songs.
I often heard Lagiacrus.
So many iconic themes. So we can't wait to see.
I say Lagiacrus, like Lagi. I hear Lagaia. I don't know. It's interesting though. Director interview. Okay.
初代モンスターハンターが生まれた経緯。
経緯。そのネットワークゲームを立ち上げるぞみたいな。
コンシューマー家庭用ゲーム機の
Yeah,
オンライン
theme-wise?
ゲームを
Yeah, I
ちょっ
feel
と
like-
作っていきましょうみたいなね
Ooh.
方向に
That's tough, man.
で3タイトル立ち上がってその時に同時に立ち上がったのはアウトモデルスタっていう
Keep the Kokoto theme too, by the
バイ
way.
オハザードアウトブレイクっていう、バイオハザードを使ったネットワークゲームでもう一つがモンスターハンターということですね。モンスターハンターが、カプコンで強いアクションゲームで、ね、オンラインゲームで藤岡が初代のディレクターでして、
そうですね。
で僕はその当時はネットワークの方のプランナーで関わってたんですけど、まずモンスターハンターとかモンスター、実は一番初めにできたモンスターってレイヤーなんですよね。
リオリエ。
First monster was Rathian? Wow.
一番最初に上がった後がレイヤーだと緑色のああいうこう毒性を持った飛竜みたいなものをまずデザイナーがデザインしたっていうそれ以上でもそれ以下でもないかなと思ってて、
だから初代のロゴの上によるのはレイヤーなんですよね。
そうだから
実はレウスと思ってる方も多いかもわかんないですけど、
そうなのね。だからその前前身もあったよね。モンスターハンターになる前。
ありますね。
What if we made it pink gold even? Might be onto something. Hold on.
ドラゴンデザインして
Hold
る
on.
し、もっと本当に王道なスタイル。
What the
魔
fuck
法
was
使いもまだいたし、王道なすごいスタイルだったんだけど、なんか自分たちのオリジナルってなんだろうねっていう時にもうそういう魔法使いとかじゃなくて、
Honestly, the fact that Rathalos wasn't like the first made monster makes me sad. Because that means they designed a monster that flew around after they made Rathian. Like they made Rathian and they were like, what if we made it red? And it was in the air for like half the hunting time. I think we're cooking, guys. Like, come on, man.
デザイナーがやってたのはチャチャブみたいな、
ちょっとゴブリンみたいなやつですよね。
そうすごいこうバキバキのもうゴブリンでさ怖いわ言って。
本当ちょっとしたことですけど本当に
If we nerf Flash, 15 years later, we're gonna also nerf Flash bombs too.
バキバキのこんな怖みたいなやつ
ね、
マスコットやったか
ら。マスコットじゃない。
マスコット誰が
今はもう全14武器種になってますけど、当時はもう6種。
もともとが、でっかいモンスター倒すんだから、ハンタープレイヤーの武器もでっかい方がいいでしょみたいなところから体験とヘビーボウガン、癖強の2つから始めてたから。
Make great sword and heavy bowgun first? I can see that though, actually.
ハンマーとかランス。重いのばっかりってこれいるやろって言ってさすがにいるやろ、
ザクザクいけないやつばっかりでね。
ってなって片手剣とライドボウが増やして、それでなんかキャラクター性が一通り揃ったんよ、
Well, I live in a world pre-Swax, I can't lie.
まずは最初の6武器を
Every bowgun promoted weapon, that's why it's always strong.
まず
Yeah.
はそこからかな。
It's an OG, so it just gets to be
武
strong.
器がもう全然仕様が違うから癖が強すぎる。
特に当時はボタンじゃなかったですからね。スティックでした
スティッ
からね。
クで攻撃してたからな。東京ゲームショウとかでこう
Honestly, I can see Great Sword being the first.
プレイヤーの 遊び来る子触ろうとするやん。大体みんな普通はこうボタ
Because
ン
like Great Sword's been like iconic to the series for like ever.
じゃないんですよ。
And I mean, it's pretty simple.
これは
Like especially in the OG game, it had like no charged attacks or anything. You literally you just swung a big ass block of stone or
プ
bone.
レイヤーの方もそうなんですけど、やっぱあの時からやっぱりその
Great Sword pre-Gen 5 was so good to hit those
情報
shards.
共有
I
だ
bet,
ったり
man.
とかすごくなんでしょう、まああの時でそういう言葉あんまりないかもしれないですけど、結構コミュニティみたいながねできてたんですよね。やっぱり
なんか自然発生してた。
I like using old gen Great Sword sometimes. If I'm feeling a little big brained.
大チャットっていう
大ちゃんと
みんながチャットの中にダーッと100人ぐらいがなだれ込ん
Well,
で
it covers the game, it's always a hunter
ラオ
with
シャ
the
ンロン張ってます
I
み
think
たい
for
な
the majority of them, not all of them though.
ブワーってずっと流れてて、
So I think portable third, I think we have a long
そ
sword.
の人たち
Freedom might have a bow, one of those games.
全然わかんない教えてくださいみたいな、尻尾に引かれてやられてしまいますみたいな何してたらいいんでしょうか。
That's been crazy. I said, does Rise have a long sword on the cover
ポ
too?
リュ
そう
がやっぱり
そうね
スポット当たってきてるので、
そう、まあ、それもなんか今のひな形になったかなというか、その大型モンスターとしてのモンスターたち。
Yeah, Monster Hunter 2, this guy's holding a bow.
世界に屋台骨
It wasn't freedom.
その
It's those.
クラス上のやつらがいるっていう、そのなんていうかな、ファンタジックな部分っていうのを古竜っていうやつらが持ってて、だからそいつらが出てきたらもう受け入れるしかないみたいな存在だから、そういう存在をなんか作れたっていうのは
Monk Sword and Dual Blade.
なんかモンスターのゲーム
Oh,
のデザインしていくとか、世界観作っていく上では
Forgot that this is an Elder Dragon.
あ
No,
の当時
so
ああいう仕
you
掛けを
guys
して
forgot
て
he's not here.
本当になんか特別な存在でしたからね。
そうそうそう
ボスの時も特に。
そうそう。でラージャンとかもそうだしね、そのどこでも出てくるすんげえ荒らしてくるやつみたいな、急に出てくるやべえやつっていうのは
This man looks like a demon, bro. It doesn't even have pupils. It's just pure red eyes.
ね、
大活躍
大活躍ですからね。
で、大闘技大会っていう
Real dragons in game monster more menacing. I agree.
ありましたね。
I like Elder Dragons.
捕獲したモンスターを自分のパートナーとして
で
出て、
ね、
でこの
戦えるんですよ。
あ
対戦できるっていう大闘技大会っていうモードがあったんやけど、ラージャンもゲットできるのね。
Oh,
でラージャンがゲットできたらもうほぼ一択でラージャンが強いっていう世界だったんやけど
Yeah, Monster Hunter 2 had PvP. It was kind of weird because you had a monster you could fight with, and you would have like an item bar which would represent like different moves the monster could do. And I think the goal was to kill the other person's monster before yours died.
ラージャンに残ったっていうのはそこの
It was a really neat idea, but it never came out of DOS though.
そこって思うけど、なんかそこからもうキリンの角を食う。
もう最近ではデモで出てきますからね。
PvP ruins everything a lot. I think so too. You usually find like a meta and it's not like
まず携
fun.
帯基盤。
はい
これは
Oh, it's in Frontier as well? I didn't actually know that.
多分みんな知りたいと思うけど、
はい、僕との方もタイトルがちょうど、バイオハザードアウトブレイクってタイトルが、終わった後にちょうどその当時のプロデューサーの方から、携帯機のゲーム PSP が、出ていて、でそちらの方で、開発をしないかって話を、いただいたのが最初のきっかけになりますね。
ドスとの連動っていうのがあって、
はい
実はヤンガルルがあってそこで生まれたモンスターね。
ヤン
ガルルが行き来するモンスターみたいな扱いで、
はい
生まれたのがガルルガなんですよね、本当はね。
そうですね。何かしらこうドスと
So you actually got Monster Freedom actually and wanted just Monster Hunter Freedom because my cousin Ross was playing it.
ちょっと何かゲーム
It's a great origin story, man.
作れないかっていうので、そういったちょっと新規
The Joint Freedom Unix, there were cats in it,
確かに試みたのは大きなちょっと挑戦でしたね。あれも。
でここで
It's all the reason they
今
need.
となっては大人気のモンスターのティガレックスが生まれると。
最初、メインモンスターを新規で何かしら作ろうって話になったんですけども、モンスターハンター無印とかに作った設定資料とかめちゃくちゃあるんですけど、ワイバーンレックスって言われるこう飛竜の原種みたいな
I think it's
化した生き物みたいなそういうふうな設定のやつがあって、そこらとかは使えそうかっていうので、恐竜とかもやっぱ TX とかそういったのもやっぱり人気
Kangaroo's the dad of Yankaku.
そこらと
Abusive father.
モンスターをを作ることでインパクトの強いものができないかなっていうので、 考えたものにはなりますね。
あれだっけ、僕がガウシカにボコられたんで、
あ、そうです。
あれセカンドの時は
Reminds you of it's like real slim. Like I
言
don't
わ
know.
れてテストプレイやってほしいって言われて、超強いガウシカでねテストプレイやっててボッコボコにされて、どっかまでも
Wait, why is he carting to an Inteca? Wait, what?
最後もう丘の上から俺弓打ってたもん
それ見てガウシカ調整しようかな。
いや分かったんちゃうね
じゃあちょっとまずいかな。
どう考えても分かんて
おかげさまで。
セカンド G が今までの、モンスターハンタータイトルに
Saying only master the car Rio's up.
で初めにコンセプト企画書って作るやん。
はいはいはい。
あれのバージョン 1.0 っていうのがあって、
はいはい。
でそれが、
It was the fabled
2007年の4月の
Anteca
25
drone.
日実際作り出したんで、そのもうちょっと後やねんね。
はい、そうですね。
っていうと1年やっぱかかってなくて、
いや、こっちはかかってなかったですね。
実質あれ10ヶ月かかってないかな
それくらいではやってるような気がしますね。
ね。
ナルガとかもなんかもう即なんか用意したような気は。
そうやね、
ええ
もう検証なんかできへんかったもんね。
ですね。なんかもう早い木が。
Fuck it, they didn't test Narga Kuga? What's going on?
早い木が。
ちょっとね、
ええ
変化球的な
みたいなやつ
モンスターにしようって
う
言ってね、
んダークヒーローじゃないですけど、
そうですね
ちょっと線外したような形のかっこいいやつをちょっとしてみようかっていうので、なんかあの形にはなりましたね。
オープニングのナルガがねまだ本モデルじゃなかったからシルエットだけ見せてごまかせるようにしたね最後目だけ引かせし
Bro, that's funny.
いい感じに盛り上げるために
新システムというかオトモアイルを入れるというね、
アイルーとかをちょっと動かしてみよう、できるかなみたいな話をした時になんかちょっと動かせましたみたいな。
Yeah, it's pushed on him. It's basically, man.
って話で案外
I fucking feel that shit, bro. It has huge ass hitboxes.
テ
Tail slam is like the worst thing ever.
10周年で企画でやった、モンスター人気投票、
はい
1位になったジンオーガ
ジンオーガさんすごいですね。
生まれてるというところやね、
ジンオーガの開発もやっぱり時間めちゃくちゃ
めっちゃかかったねこれね。
正直今まで僕がやった中で一番苦労したんじゃないかなと思いますね。
何ヶ月かかった？
もうこれもう立ち上げから最後までの2年丸々使ってると思うぐらいどういったアクションをちょっと遊びのサイクルに持ってくるかとかなかなか決まんなくてで叩きつけるみたいなところからちょっと遊びを軸にいろいろと来航中のサイクルですかっていうのをちょっと作っていったって感じはありますね。デザインとかもだいぶ最初の段階二足歩行になってましたからね当初はそういうふうなネタとかもありましたね。
初めて
What is that?
和のテーマが入ってくる。
That is not an ogre. Jesus Christ.
やっぱりここで初めての登場。
モンスターハンターとは結構
Oh my
衣食
God.
住っていうか生活をベースにしたテーマのゲーム、何か生活感を感じるもの何かないかなっていう
Jesus.
話を
Yama's an ogre, basically.
とかも企画のメインの
What is it? Oh, no, it literally came out for about third.
洗濯かお風呂ぐらい
I was thinking, like, damn, maybe this is like a reused concept, but no.
気持ちよさそうやし、なんか温泉とか、まあ
That was
日本人
cursed.
の感覚でいうとやっぱりこう気持ちよくてリフレッシュする感があるんで、なんかそこら辺のところちょっとモチーフにやりたいねって話でよしもう風呂しかないっていうか温泉しかないっていうのでちょっとこう食事に変わるシステムっていうのでちょっと入れた感じではありますね。
So I guess we're just doing a lot of interviews.
これ無印の時にさ
Bipedal Monster RKO you. That'd be crazy.
盛岡のステージで
It's like pin attack.
出ると
はいはいはいはい。
アプトノスがいて、
はいはいはい
で川を横断してアプトノスがこう逃げて
あいつらだけ逃げていけるね。
でうわもうここ入らせろみたいなこの欲求が強かったよね。
そうですね。
で欲求は大事にしたいよねっていうのと、まあ、チャレンジは1個何かやりたいっていうのがあって、まあ、モンスターとこう立体的な関わりができるんだったらすごいいいんじゃないかなっていうので水中っていうのと
Tell me Underwater was born because people wanted to cross the river to kill
ワ
Aptonoths.
ンセットでも
It's crazy.
面白くならない限り水中はフィックスしちゃダメぐらいで勢いでやってたから、
そう外せるぐらいの覚悟でね。
This is the guy who made 4? I know they're talking about 3 right now.
ラギアクルスチーム
So there's strip. Yeah. Like they were literally just spelled sharks, but with the Q instead of a K. But they were functionally just sharks. And we had the farm sharks for like their like a certain material. It was like shark skin.
すごい意気込みで作ってくれて360度いろんな角度で関われるけどアクセスしやすい感じとなんかそのやり取りがモンハンライクっていうゲームデザインになったからすごいおもれえな。
That probably slept.
でもう
His sleep schedule's crazy.
スイッチをちゃんとやろうっていう。
でですね、まあトライ作って、でまあ正直僕らその後 MH4 モンスターハンター4作ってたんですけど、
作ってた。
ちょっとモンスターハンター4がちょっと思ったより時間かかると。じゃあ間にちょっとなんか欲しいよねっていう話になって、じゃあトライを一色するのはどうだって初め話だったんですよね。でも一色だけやったらあれやからせめて水中やからガノトトス足そうみたいなこうやってたら。なんか GQ も入ってるしモンスターめっちゃ入ってるしこれやばないって言って
タンジアっていう
新しい拠点までできて
そら移植じゃ
You know who changed because of how long 4 was taking? Yeah, man.
発表の
They're just that.
ぐらい前ですかね。これ G
They're that goated. They're like shit.
トライ G にしたいって言い出
Let's
して
just throw a game out real quick.
名前が
地形周りでちょっとチャレンジしてたっていうジャンプ攻撃作りたいとか
Or should have asked him about the freaking subspecies in 3, man. Should have been like, why the hell did you make Rust Duramboros? That's what I want to know.
での遊びみたいなのがやっぱどうしてもこういいなっていうのもあってそれをもう少しこう陸に持ってこれないかっていうのもあって当時のゲームアクションゲームのスタンダードがもう高低差ありきの
Forbidden weapons, yellow and green.
まあモンサンターっていう
You
ゲ
got
ームが
questions here, man.
戦っていくためには高低差のあるフィールドに自分たちものちゃんとやらななやろうっていうので始めたっていうのもあったから
やっぱりでもここで高低差入ったのはすごくやっぱ大きかったですね。
そうね
できるっていうのがねそれが
上からのアプローチとか下から上を取られた時どうしようとかいろんな
Why does the frame rate look so rough for some?
地形に対しても考えれるようになったっていうのはそれはやっぱモンスターが対応するプレイヤーが対応するっていうのが大きいから、まあ、それができるようになったのは良かったかな。
方で言うとまあゲームスタートした後にこう、ね、ドラマチックなところから始まるみたいなね。
4はとにかくそのいろんな要素を分かりやすくしようっていうか、キャッチーにしようっていうので、もうちょっと開放感のあるテーマにしようって冒険、
そうですね。
Cat count stuff, me too, man. I'm about to pull up. I'm gonna get a job just for the hoodie.
拠点を転々としながら、まあお話が進んでいくっていうのは一個やりたいね。だから
Arrested Kazu.
キャラクターもすごく必要だし。
Must be very painful for him to achieve rust on his skin.
作れないからだからそこは一番4で取り組んだとこかな、
ここで、現状の全14武器種が揃うんですね。
全部のね
総中根とチャージアックスが追加される
と、そういうジャンプに結構フォーカス
His
した
first master is the free, 4U1.
そういうのをユニークな
4 are alright, I guess. Actually, no. I like 4's characters. The fuck is that third armor? What is that? Is that a bunch of bugs?
チャージアックスの時はもう分かりやすい武器作ろうぜみたいなまあスラッシュアックスとこのちょっと対になる
Because they just made him red. I actually read somewhere that red Kazu is actually like the OG Kazu.
結構コンセプトにある
That the normal Kazu is actually like a subspecies.
モンスター総人気投票でやっぱり北米だったら
なんか
やっぱりね人気あるんですね。特にグアマガナってテーマ的に
Yeah, he said easy to understand. He's saying y'all stupid.
海外で受けて嬉しいですね。
そうね。海外だと 4G かな、とかまあ展開した時も海外のコミュニティを感じるようになってたから、
トライから取り組み始めて、で 4G とかでも結構やってですよね。だからいろんなとこでちっちゃなこのイベントやってるのもちょっと顔を出させてもらったりとか、まあ大きなコミュニティとちょっとコミュニケーション取る場を作ってくれたりとか、まあその頃からすごい感じてたけどな。
Yeah, people got kind of bright outside. I didn't realize. Well, kind of bright's kind of crazy, but it's gotten lighter.
モンスターハンタークロスだよね。
Okay, I actually want to hear about GU though. I'm not gonna lie. I need the information on this
全然
game.
違うタイトルだったよね。最終的にはちょっといっちゃんと僕でやるって話になって、
それまで作ってた別のゲームとかあったんですけど、まあそれやめてで、まあ、今回何しようって話に、まあ亮さんと合流してで、亮さんからもう、あれ提示してもらったのがお祭り感
ね。
で一言お祭り感以上うちらスタッフ全員おおってなって、そこから鍵技やスタイルとか
I promise y'all, aerial heavy bowgun is not like that at all. Don't let the trailer
お祭り
fucking lie to you like that.
よくできましたね。
Shooting off 2 weak ass bullets and landing shit ton of end lag. There's nothing crazy like that.
広げてくれたわっていうぐらいけど、岩中のところでいうとやっぱり仮技とスタイル、
はい、3DS できる、タイトルと、まあそれも何タイトルか出てきてるんで、やっぱりちょっと、ゲーム的にも何かちょっと
He's wishing jump on top of other hunters to like a piggyback ride.
やっぱマンネリはちょっとし始めるかなっていうので、既存の武器のところに何かちょっとシステムを加えることで遊びを広げられないかなっていうので、ちょっとこういったシステムをちょっと入れることになりましたね。お祭り感とこのキーワードのところから懐かしかった頃に戻れるみたいな、そういったものにしたかったので、
Bro, who the fuck is talking to me, man?
村とか、そうい
Don't
った
they
の
know
を
this is important?
持ってきたりとか、まあ、4つの拠点か、でその4つの拠点にそれぞれ4つのモンスターを置いてって感じで、まあキーワードを4っていうものにしたんで、スタイルの数も4だったりとか、そんな感じでちょっとまとめていったって感じにはなりますね。
4大メインモンスターの中で、まあ個人的にはその後結構厄介なのがガムート。
なんですか？
でかい
でかいのが厄介な。
いや結構ほらあっこに出そうとかってなった時に、
そういうことそういうこ
あいつどでかいから。
Yeah, some of that's too
と。
big.
じゃあでかいマンモスが出したかったんですよね。どうしても。でも全然ガムーとなんかいい感じにすれば出せるんじゃないですか。
そうやね。ガムート子供とかおらへんのかな。ちょっとちっちゃめのやつおれへんか。この時に出たのが
Gammoth is freaking big as shit, though.
音前とかまあ
Give it like a small crown.
加えた方がいいかな。
Make it a new subspecies.
実際も
Micro Gammoth or something.
覗いてみても、まあお祭りっていうことなんであれば、いいのかなっていうので、最初やっぱゲーム的にどう調整しようかなってところもあったんですけど、もうかなり遊んでもらって、今でもやっぱりユーザーの人とかね、ニャンターとかないんですかっていうような意見とか、やっぱそういうの目にしますもんね。
それね、クロスが発売されて、まあそんな。
Okay, so they didn't say no to Prowlers coming back, but
市原君がディレクター
やってくれてて、
wasn't a yes side. They kind of just skipped over that, I feel like.
平岡がメインプランナーでやってくれて、
Prowlers and WoW?
当然流れとして仮技とスタイルを足すんだろうなっていうのはあったんやけど、スタイルを2つ持ってきたよね。
そうですね。すごい調整量が G になって作るもんと掛け合わせがすごかったですね。
前の仮技とかにも全部掛け合わせ見ていかなあかんから、結構2つ足すってえらいことなんですやけど、やりますって言って最後まで走り切ってくれて、で、ここでまあモンスター的生まれたのが、これも結構大人気、バルハルク。バルハルクって、ちょっと一風変わったモンスターに見えたと思うんだよね。
Bit of an odd monster. Okay.
元デザインのところシャチベースとかなんかそんな感じじゃなかったかな。からちょっとまあ空。
Is that the OG design? Wait, the flames around the head, they kind of look crazy though.
そしてここでなんと2つ名でモンスターがこのメインモンスター扱いですね。入ってくるっていう。
Yeah, I don't need a straw. I was literally expecting like a for real like whale looking kind of monster. If that was the OG concept, that looked, I mean, pretty similar to what we have now.
切り替えて後半に行くほどか、だんだん戦闘スタイル変わってで、こうゲームしても手に汗握るような。
そうやね。まあディアブロス。
What the fuck was the sword and shield player doing? What?
出てるんやけど、ここでね一番スポット当たったかもからね。
確かにそうかも。
I like Deviants back too.
特徴的な。
I don't think they will come back, but I wouldn't mind like maybe new Deviants or something.
2つの中でも。
It's Apex Diablos. It's looking a little different here, but it's him for sure.
ワールドのディレクターの徳田を呼んでますので、ワールドとかアイスボーンの 話をちょっとしていきたいと思っておりますと。
Let's bring up the clutch claw, man.
やっぱり、
I need to hear about this.
やっぱり意識しようというところも出てて、
でもきっかけで言ったら 4G のテストやもんな。
そうね。
4G を、海外の方にプレイしていただいて、意見をいただこう、フィードバックをもらおうっていうのを、海外の方の反応って結構ダイレクトにわみたいな、なかなかこう答えるものがあって
なんで門前払いとは言わんけど、なんかそれぐらいの勢いで結構徳田がこう黒敵だもんだからかなり気合が入り直って
Sauce Clapper for some of the greatest minds this world has ever seen.
水準というか、
Oh man, some of our greatest minds, man. I think our world might be cooked, bro.
っていうか、
これはありましたね。
今回やっぱりそのナンバリングをやめたというか、その
そうね
タイトルとしてもちょっと自分たちのテーマをやっぱりタイトルにつけていこうって話。
あれ開発名やったもんな。
コードネームがワールドだったんです。
なんか気に入ってもうて、もうワールドええわみたいな、嘘やろってワールドスタンダードしようね
Yeah, bullet making world.
環境
Damn, man.
モンスターも含めて
4 ain't really hitting the way it really need to hit, guys. We gotta release something
と
new.
ころがあったと思うんだけど、
Let's put our all into a new game. Make a new world.
争いだもんな、そのモンスターを誘導してそのぶつけ合うっていうのが行為として面白い、面白くなりそうだまでは分かるけど、本当にそれをゲームとして遊び出した時にそれにこうどれぐらい価値を見出せるかみたいな、
Maybe a wild one too.
伝わりづらいというか、
プレイヤーがね関与しないって思われがちっていうね。
最初実装した時に、結構
Yeah, turf wars are sick, man. I like turf wars.
プレイをする子が
They're really cool.
狩りの効率を回すのが好きみたいな人がいて、その子がこんなのめんどくさいし誰もやらないんじゃないですかみたいなことを言ってたんですよ。でその後にダメージ表記を実装したんですよ。
そうやね。
プレイヤーが普通に攻撃すると10とか20とかしか
桁がちゃうかったね。
縄割れしてバーンって外したら1000
Don't really do double digit damage. What the f- They don't now they need to see my builds,
あれ
man.
使わないのおかしい。
Double digit damage. You guys are wearing like full sets. They don't got their shit optimized.
縄割れ争いもダメージ表記もいけるな。
ワールドのその数字の実装っていうのはモンハンにとってはすごい
そうですね。
革命だし、僕としてもすごいそれは感じてた。
今回モンスターの人気投票やって2位がネルギガンテで、ネルギガンテのこだわりって、
まず
I still can't believe it.
フルが集まる、生態系を含めたお話にしたいっていうのがあったんで、何がいいかなって考えてふと破壊と再生
言ってたね。
それを隣にいた藤岡さんに「破壊と再生どうすか?」って言ったら「おもろいな」
ずっとね。
再生能力あるからこそその自らが傷つくことも厭わず攻撃するみたいなそのアクション性も含めて
I knew Nergi was gonna be high when they had Ruiner, and they didn't play like the regular Nergigante theme for him. I was just like, no, no, no. We're entering a dark timeline.
ネルギガンテらしいこのなんか持っていき方がちょっと。
Being natural as well is such a great addition to the lore. I actually don't mind his role. I think people like over embellish him a bit though.
逆に言うと
You making it think Nergigante is like the end all be all.
シリーズモンスターの
Like he cool, but he ain't that cool.
単純に僕の
Relax.
一個の心残りというか手強いモンスターがちょっとコラボキャラばっかりだったんで、やっぱちゃんと自社というかモンスターハンターのキャラにしたかったよね。だからミラボレアスはもう最強にする。
ミラーは揉めましたね。最後の最後まで出せるかどうかっていう議論をずーっとしてたね。
ステージも足すし、お話も作り出すし、ムフェトからアルバトリオンでミラーまでちょっとこう伏線をちょっとずつ張りながらミラーに持っていったからラインでこうつなげていこうみたいな。
やっぱ締まりましたね。
そういう意味では
すごい締まりましたね。
Yeah, Fatalis was only added because I think it was the 15th anniversary, right, when they did the Monster Hunter sizes. He was super duper popular, and so they added him. There's a misconception. People thought that he would get added because he had like a new model. So it was like, oh, well, he's coming to World. But truthfully, he wasn't really planned. He was very shoehorned in.
キャプチャー。
Oh, this.
昔はもう全部手付けだったじゃないですか、モンスター。
そうだね。でモンスターもそろそろやってみるか。キリンのこう角バキって折るとこペットボトルバーンって折ってうわーってやっていくっていう。
前話したけど
It's the roar when he rips the horn off. That'd be killing me, man.
の時に
大闘技会
そうでキリンの角を食べるとめちゃくちゃ強くなるっていうのあれが成人の儀式なんですよとかいろいろ言っててそれを回収してくれたんですよね。
またちょっと和のテイストが入ったようなところに、もう一回チャレンジっていうことになるんですけど、
Up, Straw.
そうですね。ライズの場合は
Don't be dissing Rise.
ワールドとは、違ったスタンスのゲームにしたい、携帯機、の特徴を生かした感じの遊びのサイクルだったりとか、そんなものにしたいっていう風な話は受けていたので、世界観だったりとか、そういったものをちょっとどうしようかなって時に再度そのモンスターハンターの中でその和のテイストとかアジア圏のなんかネタみたいなのをちょっとやってもいいのかなっていうので、
Like, is this Switch gameplay?
テーマに今回ちょっとしたって感じではありますね。はい、
モンスターのモチーフも結構今回、
So you just, hey, I appreciate your honesty.
ちょっと妖怪とかを
はい
ちょっとテーマに入れたりとか
はい
することになったと思うんやけど、
ええ
その辺のはどういう感じなの？
So I was looking at it, I was like,
テ
this
ーマ
is
性
not
とかを
look
それぞれ持たせれないかなっていうので、
great.
より具体的に、妖怪をテーマとか何かちょっと分かりやすい共通のテーマ性みたいなのを持たせることで、過去作のモンスターとか、ちょっと違った、ものを作れないかなっていうの
Monsters
で、
look scary.
そういったものをちょっと、お題として出させてもらったっ
I
てい
think
うのは
Elgato, I think Elgato's fine. It's not like my favorite spot ever. This is
初
cool.
めて入ってくるシステムになるんやけど、
ちょっとゲームのその
Yeah, this is Switch gameplay for sure.
でもちょっと考えようかった時にこう壁に張り付いたりだったりとか、
I don't know how I looked at this and was like, man, I cannot wait to play Rise on Switch, bro.
ちょっと足したいな。
I think I was just too blinded by my excitement.
ワイヤーでフックをかけてなんか
I probably was still about the game regardless, but
ちょっとせっかくモンスターハンターの世界なんで何か生き物を使った形でそういったものをちょっと表現しようっていうのがかける虫だったりしますね。はい。
お供で言うとここでアイルじゃないお供としてガルク
はい
が登場するっていうことになる。
犬ファンの形が、犬とかも何かしらの形で出えへんかなみたいな話とかで、そのお供の形でかできないかなっていうところからアイルと同じような獣人の形した犬のままだと役割的にはあんまり変わんない、なるんでちょっとガルクの方はちょっと四つ足の本当に
Shrine Ruins has such a great theme,
モ
man.
ンスターですねの形で、ハンター側の方に協力してくれるモンスターという生物としてちょっと、新しく作ったっていう感じにはなってますね。
はい、ここからは、鈴木ディレクターを呼んでますので、
Rise has some pretty good hype,
の
man.
方の話を
I remember looking at the trailers, I was like, ooh, I can't wait for this.
世界観のところやねんけど、で、今回ちょっとテーマをライズとは変えたところの理由っていうのは、
もう一度その和の世界で行くよりもあえてここは呂布に倒すことで、西洋の妖怪ではないんですけれども、やはりモンスターという存在がたくさんいますので、そこら辺をモチーフにした、絵代わりとそれからその遊びの変化といったところ違った登場人物を出すことができるかもしれないといったところを総合的に考えた時にここをあえて洋風でチャレンジしてみようというところで企画書を書かせていただいてと、もちろん、西洋洋風の世界で進めていこうっていう話企画自体は立てていたんですが和風の路線っていう
The
の
dog
を
was too fast,
企画自体は
like moving around wise.
はい、なので、
Well, I don't really use my
アート
dog
まで
too
は
much, though.
書かれてるんですよ。陽気払いの里というところでですね、本当にその陽気払いの里で、神村の里の面々が、また活躍していくといったようなルートっていうのも、自分の中では、温めてはいたんですけれども、残念ながら日の目を見ることはなかった。
フロンティアからモンスター、
Monster Hunter Frontier. Hold on, let's talk about this.
あれの経緯は
ちょうどその開発を始める少し前ぐらいのタイミングでモンスターハンターフロンティアがサービス終了を迎えたタイトルでもあったんですね。遊べなくなってしまったそのユーザーの皆さんにそのモンスターハンターフロンティアの要素っていうのを何か届けられないかなっていう気持ちが一つあったのと、でもう一つはそのモンスターハンターのフロンティアのモンスターっていうのは新鮮に感じられる部分もあるんじゃないかなと、そういった面から 1体、モンスターを出してみようというふうに考えまして、モンスターハンターシリーズにおいて、直近の作品において、マッチするモンスターどれかなっていうのを考えた時に、生態であったりとか、もしくはアクションであったりとか、そのあたりを考慮した結果エスピナスという1体を選ばせていただいたということにはなりますね。
なるほど。じゃあモンスターで言ったらサンブレイク
Strain Crab and Wilds. That'd be a little too far-fetched, man.
やっぱメルセナネス締めれたのはなんか締まったね。
そうですね。直前でまずはその天妻が土で、ライズから続く流れのところを一度完結をさせていただいて、で次に、最後メルセナのところでしっかりと、ラストを飾る、ラストを締めることができたっていうのは、開発スタッフ一同にとってもすごく、大きなものだったかなというふうには思います。
そうですね。最後にメルセナに締めて。ね、綺麗にしまったなって感じでよかったね。
デモとかもちゃんと作ってくれてて、ちゃんとなんかストーリーの保管とかもなんかできたのがすごい良かったって感じだな。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Straw, you don't even play the game. Get Fiore out your mouth, man. You don't be on Rise.
Next up is this.
Imagine where we had to tenderize Malzeno.
Oh, is that
Oh
Street
God.
Fighter?
It looks like it. There's some familiar faces.
What the hell's going on here? What?
This is looking really cool. So it looks like a special collaboration between Street Fighter 6 and the Monster Hunter 20th anniversary is on
Oh wait,
the way.
but probably would
Super
just be for
excited
Street
for
Fighter
this. Can't
6
wait for
though.
it.
I imagine.
Same. I wonder how you can hunt a street though.
Oh.
Looks like you could don Rathlos gear.
Oh. And there is the classic Monster Hunter Greatsword there.
Yeah, that's a wyvern jaw.
Yeah, we may have to buy
Looks
Street
like
Fighter
you can
6.
take into your
This is
World
crazy.
War
Hold
Veteran,
on.
so a little bit of a clash between worlds right here.
nice little pun there.
And you'll be able to show it off in avatar battles with other players. Looking pretty awesome. Oh, and is that's a Rathalos photo spot. All right.
King of the Skies himself.
Yo.
And some little Palico buddies as well.
Yeah, the battle hub will be proper Monster Hunter themed, and that's looking pretty awesome for any hunters and Street Fighter fans.
Yep, well,
This collab
I guess
is
we gotta get
dropping
Street Fighter
April,
6.
so be sure to watch out for further details.
The
French
Monster
amended with
Hunter
Tekken.
Celebration
Street Fighter 6 is
2024
my new
right now in
best friend.
Monster Hunter Now.
I was always
As
Rathalos
part
though.
of that,
Rathalos is just that
hunters
guy.
can receive a special hunter medal, including the main logo of the Monster Hunter series 20th anniversary, by completing
I
special
think the day they do a
anniversary
collaboration without
quests.
Rathalos is like the
Now,
day the
hunters,
series like
get out
dies.
there and join the hunt, because these quests are available until Sunday, March 24th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. in your local time.
The Hunter's Choice Top Monster was announced today, and Zinogre took the #1 spot. In celebration, the following events will be held in Monster Hunter Now. Zinogre's guaranteed appearance at Huntathon points was planned to end on Wednesday, March 13th, but it turns out it will be extended until Monday, March 25th at 11:59 p.m. local time.
But wait, there's even more. The second major update, the Vernal Invader, will go live on Thursday, March 14th, 2024. Now, prepare yourselves, hunters, and check out this recently released...
Rathalos being in Smash was actually really cool. I was not expecting it at all. I have to get back into freaking Monster Hunter now. It's been so long. I know they're trying to hype up a ZZ Yaku. Okay, now. Yeah, later we're going crazy. Hold on. Bring this back into the main games. Hold on. Damn.
This major update will mark the beginning of a new in-game season.
Don't worry about it, Arcee. You're good, man.
More new additions, including
Good
monsters
morning,
such
man.
as Deviljho, Odogaron, and Zitsuyaku, as well as a new weapon type, the Charge Blade.
Important things you missed. You missed the
What's more, this
countdown.
update will bring new
They did
features
some
such as
interviews
layered equipment and the
with all the
season pass
directors for
for
the past
casual
games.
hunters. The
Uh,
season pass will allow you to progress through tiers.
that
as
was
you
that was
play,
really it.
with different rewards such as Zenian materials available at every tier. There will even be certain layered equipment and other items that can only be acquired with the season pass.
In
No,
celebration of
no,
the
you didn't,
anniversary,
Arcee. There was
a
no
layered
Wild
t-shirt
Scare.
with the main logo of
Don't.
the Monster Hunter series 20th anniversary can be obtained at tier 20 of the season pass. In part 2 of the Monster
Wait,
Hunter
they say
Now
season
celebration
pass? Wait a minute, what?
2024, you can look forward to Event Quest celebrating the 6-month anniversary, as well as various new rewards and perks. And if you're a Discord Premium member, you have a campaign running from March 19th, and more details will be announced.
Maybe we have to pass on Monster Hunter
Now. It's a
Now.
great opportunity for members who've never played Monster Hunter Now to try it out, so we hope you check it out. We've got a cute version of the Monster Hunter series 20th anniversary logo, and it'll appear in Monster Hunter Now. Via a new event quest that will be
I'm
introduced.
telling you
in
guys,
late
Wild is
April,
gonna drop,
you'll be
bro.
able to earn a layered
Yeah, let's
t-shirt
cook for
bearing
like
this
maybe a
cute
week,
version of
maybe
the
a week,
Monster Hunter
2
series
weeks, and then you're
20th
gonna be like, all right,
anniversary logo.
guys,
More
here's the
details will be
Hunter
announced
Pass,
at
you
a
know,
later date.
with the
Going
free
forward,
tree and then
Monster
the
Hunter
you know
Now
the
will
paid
have a
tree.
major update once per season. We're looking forward to
It's gonna go
bringing you more new
crazy.
content and improved gameplay in further updates. This summer, we're planning on adding more new monsters, including Monster Hunter Now's very first Leviathan, as well as a new weapon type and more story chapters to be unlocked. In September, Monster Hunter Now will celebrate its first anniversary. You can look forward to a major update around this time. We'll continue adding monsters, weapon types, and new features after that too, so look out for future updates and announcements. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Community Roundtable part of the Monster Hunter 20th Anniversary Show. Of course, I'm Jono, European Community Manager on Monster Hunter.
Yeah, where the
Over
fuck
on
did their
the
suits
opposite
go?
side there is
The
Joe,
fuck? What?
the North
What
American
happened to being
Community Manager
professional?
on Monster Hunter, and today we have some very, very special guests. How about you introduce yourselves, starting with Kogath?
Hey, I'm Kogath. I'm Monster Hunter Wiki guy. You've seen
Add myself in again. Wait, this guy got fired, didn't he?
X,
Hold on.
Whatever you'd like to call it. Normally I'd have a camera up, but since mine's not working, I'm a ping tuber for today.
I don't think World didn't have any Leviathans. They couldn't add them, could they?
Well, I'm Vampy. I also go by Vampy Bit Me, and I've been a fan of the Monster Hunter series for quite some time now. Not as long as maybe these guys, but I love it ultimately the same, and I love making costumes of the characters, of the armor sets and everything. And I just enjoy Monster Hunter as a series as a whole. So I'm glad to be here.
Hi, I'm Rurikon, and I play the Gunlance, and I like big explosions, and that's really cool in Monster Hunter, so that's what I do. I just blow things up, and it's fun.
Boo! Where are the Longsword players at?
Well, thanks everybody for being here. We're so glad to have all of you here for this pretty casual chat.
Fuck, this might be a bit much.
20 years of Monster Hunter, we wanted to take a look back at the growth of this series. It's been an amazing run for the series. Obviously, there's a great future ahead, but we've had a pretty special relationship, I think, growing the Monster Hunter series here, both in the US and in Europe. So want to ask all of you who played a pretty crucial role in that, what makes Monster Hunter special for each of you? Why don't we start, Kogath, with you, with your relationship with the series?
Well, I started back when I was 18. I was just hanging out at a place named GameStop, just this little video game store. We'd hang out late.
A little video game store.
SK and stuff. There was new releases that came out, and I saw the box art, and I'm like, okay, that's a cool dragon on it. Played that for a little bit, got through Velocidrome. I was like, oh, cool. Little blue Velociraptor. Wasn't that bad, right? And I get to Kutku, this pink chicken thing, and I'm like, oh, this should be easy, right? It looks weak. Destroys me. No chance. And just from that, I learned okay, I have to take this seriously. Actually put time into grinding out my gear and stuff, and it hooked me.
Debbie, how about you?
When I first started with the series, I personally was watching my little brother play. He's been playing since the beginning, and he's always pushed me, like, hey, you should play this game. And we have similar tastes.
Yeah, I say a lot of us had the same sentiment.
Games that,
Like, how the fuck does this guy get top 2? Like, no way.
Needed maybe possibly other people to play with. I was more so a player.
Oh, no, you're saying Twice.
Liked my own
I still think
time,
Twice is kind of whack though,
with
anyways. But
maybe,
top 2 though for Nergy, I was ready to
whatever,
like
so
fight somebody.
It was a little bit odd for me.
I was
but then
super
I loved
annoyed.
Monsters, and the name itself was very interesting. Monster Hunter. So obviously you hunt monsters, right? So I tried it afterwards with 3, and it honestly got me hooked. Ultimately, it hooked me because of the dialogue. I think that's the main thing that got me in the beginning, and the monsters, but Guildmarm literally made me roll every time she talked. So I was kind of stunned that this kind of game had that kind of dialogue, and also the music. I still listen to the music to this day when I'm like just doing chores and stuff, and I just ultimately love everything about Monster Hunter. It's just so cute. Love the palicos. I love all the weapons that you can, hunt with. And also the community. Probably talk more about that later, but I made so many friends through Monster Hunter, and ultimately, like, my brother and
I've always been
connect
part of
way
the team.
more now because we can
Honestly, let's
talk
hold
about
on.
Monster,
We can take this a
Monster
step
Hunter
further.
and all the other games that are out now, so it's pretty cool.
So for me, the first Monster Hunter that I tried was Monster Hunter Tribe, because I had a friend that was always talking up Monster Hunter to me. And the interesting thing is that I actually didn't like it because I couldn't understand what the point was. It's like, oh, I jump into this map, but everything is empty and I'm supposed to fight just one monster. It was kind of like a concept of a game that I had never really experienced before. So it was really weird and it didn't click. But eventually, a friend of mine, this same friend that was always talking up Monster Hunter, took me under his wing. And one of the really cool things that was very surprising for me was I got Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the Vita, and it was compatible to do ad hoc play with the PlayStation Portable, which to me was like mind-blowing. How are we getting these two completely
Yeah, Joe said
different
something crazy
consoles to
about
work and everything
being
just
put off to the
works
Monster
fine?
Hunter
I was
series,
super
so we had
surprised.
to. I had to
Then
step
he
in and
actually
take his
explained
spot.
to me that the whole concept of
And I was
you
more than
hunt
welcome
the
to,
monster, and then you
I didn't
get
think
its
I'd have to
parts,
step up,
and you
but
upgrade
things
your
happen.
equipment,
So.
and then you can hunt an even bigger monster, and then you get its parts, and you upgrade more, and you hunt even a bigger monster, and so on and so forth. And then the gameplay loop kind of clicked, and I got completely addicted to it. So Monster Hunter to me is two things. It is the gameplay loop that it has of constantly upgrading yourself and getting to fight harder challenges, and friendship, because I've also made a ton of friends by playing Monster Hunter, including a friend of
If I
mine
just force
who
myself in all the events, we'll
and then we had
eventually
a great
get
time. I
that
made friends with
sponsorship.
Gaijin and Eric,
Slowly
and a
but
lot more
surely.
people in the community. It was just like friggin' awesome. Just had a blast.
Yeah, I think that journey that you described, I think it's kind of like ironic too, because you've really like done that for a lot of other people, right? Of people kind of discovering the series, maybe they didn't just like click with it right away, and then over time they go over like, they learn all about it. It really starts to click with them, and then they
Of
spread
course,
the
I
word to other
say
people.
thank you, man.
Yeah, it's been pretty.
Thank
cool
you to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And as Vampy said, we're going to be diving into, what
Monster
exactly
Hunter
makes
goated.
the Monster Hunter community so special. But before then, I have quite arguably the most important question of
Wouldn't
the
be
whole
posting or
recording.
streaming at all without it.
And it kind of defines you, because in Monster Hunter, I feel that as hunters, your weapon choice binds you and, defines you amongst the community. And with 14 kind of currently existing weapons to choose from, obviously, Rurikan, you did touch on yours there. You're a bit of a blast in the hunt. Me, Sword and Shield. Ever since Ryu, which is my first Monster Hunter, that's been my one. Like, I love it. It's my bread and butter. So let's pass that down the line. Kogath, you're up.
People know I love the Greatsword. It's just always been my main once the first game. Just seeing it evolve throughout the series has been awesome.
I mean, Kakai wanted me to step in, to help out with Wild.
I
Say less,
kind of
man.
have to say,
Say less.
and I think a lot of people do know, but if you do not know, I'm a hammer main. I love my hammer. I'm kind of like Ryozo, where you see my chart. I don't know if you guys seen Ryozo's chart. I'm sure you have, or if you haven't, it's literally all hammer. And I think majority of the games when I first started was just that, the hammer, and I still love it to this day. And yeah, I love the hammer.
What drew you to it?
It's just I like the feel of the hammer. Like, there's weight to it, And when I'm hunting, I just love breaking parts, and I just love bonking the monsters on the head. It just feels good. It's a very satisfying weapon for me, so that's why I use it.
So an interesting thing that happened to me was this one friend that got me into Monster Hunter when, he was telling me how about I had to pick a weapon, right? And he was, you need to pick a weapon so that you get good with one weapon. And I was like, okay, well, what are the weapons that are available? He starts listing them all off, and suddenly he says gunlance, and I was like, I want that one. And he's like, no, don't choose that. That one's bad. You don't want to play that one. And I was like, no, that's
What
the
the
one
we
I
gotta
want.
fire this guy too. Hold
That's
on.
really the one I want. And the more
Just talking
attractive
shit about-
using
hold on,
the
hold
other
on.
guys, the more I would double down. No, this is the one.
I think with
These guys think they have the nerve to just say whatever they want, whenever they want.
Player,
This is insane, man.
finally get your hands on it,
Oh,
you're like,
you're done.
"Yep, this one feels right.
All
This
right.
is what I'm gonna use."
That's actually why whenever somebody jumps into a stream or something and asks me, "Hey, what weapon would you recommend for a newcomer?" My recommendation is always,
I'm not
I
sure where these
recommend
guys
you go
get
to
off.
training grounds and use all of them and see which one gels with you the most, because a recommendation doesn't really matter if you're gonna have to learn the.
Very true. That is very
Rue's asking for it when he
It's kinda like
said
using a
something
character
bad
that
about
makes you,
Gunlance.
like,
I don't even
the
care
one
if he was
that makes you
reminiscing.
coolest and then just
It was his
decide.
first mistake,
See how
man.
it feels.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, each time you pick up a
I
new
don't
weapon,
care
it
what
feels
who
like
said,
you're
she
playing
said,
a
they
different
said.
game. Like when I think
Well, man.
about like playing Hunting Horn, which I used for my PC playthrough of like Rise and Sunbreak, it was entirely different to what I knew with the sword and shield. And also shout out to any duters out there. Whenever you join any lobbies that I'm in,
No, but he started off with his friend. His friend told him Gunlance was bad, but he could have just omitted that part of the story.
Also, when you're using
Any
a
form of
different weapon,
negativity,
other
you know,
than what
of the
people are
game,
used to
regardless
seeing
if it's you or
use,
not,
you find
story
a
or
new
not.
subset of people.
You can't allow that to
And
happen. Man.
their personalities are vastly different from each other. Like the bow users. I started practicing the bow. Right? Like they start acting. They're a little bit
Am I
different
tripping?
than the hammer, great sword, the heavy weapons. Right?
If
Like,
Chad's
they're just, like, a
disrespectful,
little bit
really? Are they saying
different.
something crazy?
So I find that very interesting. Like a different set of people have a certain kind of personality. I think very interesting.
Yeah, it's Lance. Oh, sorry, after you, Joe.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think we always say like with people's weapon choices, it becomes like a big part of their personality, and some people it's like their entire personality, which I love it. I love to see it, so that's great.
Exactly. Like Lance users, they're like the chillest people you'll ever meet. You think people that are always in the front tanking monster hits are going to be some like really amped up hardcore people, but they are the most laid back folks in the community.
Yes, and they're very precise. You know, my brother is a hardcore lance
I don't know.
user, and
Well,
I'm just
I mean,
like,
I'm gonna just pull him up.
yeah,
Just maybe
love the lance, my weapon. But when I talk about my
Let's
hammer,
just see
I'm
what they're
like,
saying.
I have this hammer. I'll break these parts for you. What do you need? It's just
Good
extra,
Subway
you know?
Surf.
So it really depends.
Did I miss it, or did Joe not say his weapon?
Hold on.
Oh, I guess I did it. Yeah, I like Kogath. I'm a great sword main all the way. Yeah,
I just wanted to make.
Yeah, once you see those
Bro, what the
gigantic
fuck?
damage numbers, it's really hard to go back.
Oh.
It doesn't feel.
I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have any longsword
Ah!
names or
I moved the wrong
or
thing.
users.
Oops.
Why? I'm curious
6K
now.
viewers lost to get
It's just
yap
a meme
time,
in my
boys.
community that I like.
It's 'cause
to
nothing's
make fun of
happening.
it, and it's just an exaggerated meme that ended up happening.
Guys, we have to like everyone check out the pages now. Everyone raid the pages and find out. Huh?
All my dark secrets.
Yeah, society's cooked, man. I've seen enough.
And like talking of that though, you raised
That
a
was
great point
depressing.
about how like within the monster.
I mean, like, first message I saw, it said,
creative
freaking
groups and
put
there's just
Subway
some
Surfers on the
communities.
screen.
Even
Like, are
the
we
Reddit page
serious?
has their own jokes, and you know that's one of the things that makes the Monster Hunter community so special. And like for me, kind of coming into
I think
Monster
Joe,
Hunter, it was
Joe
actually
has
the
looked
context
this
things
way
that taught
since I
me
covered his
how
face
to
up.
play the game back in the 3U days.
He does not
and
look
I had my little, like,
particularly
3DS and
enthused.
all of that, and I didn't know how to play this game. I loved hard games. I kind of started my Devil May Cry and things like that back in the day.
DMC
So I had
mentioned,
this
hold
love for
on.
boss fights and hard fighting, and I heard about this game called Monster Hunter that was from Japan, and it's hard. It's the same people with Devil May Cry, and I was like, I'm gonna check that out, and I had no idea what I was doing. I had to collect stuff. I have to sharpen.
Here's
my
my
weapon,
question.
you know, what do I do? And it was actually the creators that brought me in. So ever since then, I've had such a soft spot for the creators that kind of really bring the community together and help newcomers settle in. And I think that's something that makes the Monster Hunter community so special, in my opinion, is how welcoming it is, and how in some places, you know, you might see people gatekeeping, like, oh, you can't use that weapon. That's my weapon. But here, people
He's a live Pokemon player, but only early game.
Yeah.
they want to tell you why
Yes,
their
curious.
weapon is the best one and why everyone else is wrong. And that's one thing I think is really, really cool about the community. So what about you guys? What makes Monster Hunter
I'm not sure what
community
my old settings were,
special
I'm
to
not
you?
gonna lie.
Well, on that note, it's like, well, there's only one weapon that's got great in its name. Great sword. But yeah, the community has just been something that's kept me going for, you know, past, let's say,
But you can go and straw. You don't want to
10,
listen to him
12
talk?
years,
What?
give or take, because I started doing
I get it,
community
though, man.
stuff with Monster Hunter Try, I did a couple
I'm actually
videos.
kind of hungry myself. I'm not
Every
gonna lie.
alternate, I'd always make sure, oh, there's a new event quest, gotta get a video out, you know. But when I started doing the wiki stuff, it was all about me wanting to give back to the community, wanting to help them any way I can. If it was, you know, teaching them how to play the game or teaching them where to find stuff.
So Joe does not look happy at all.
I don't know. It's just always been such a.
He's got that real, you know, I'm paid to be here
Such a
type
cooperative
attitude.
thing with
I respect that.
everybody, all of us going towards the same goal and trying to help bring each other up to help, you know, beat these big monsters.
I love that story because I relate so much. I think all of us do, especially with the community, because I was new too. So back then they would have caravans.
That's why I was playtesting. He's like, fuck,
traveling.
man.
And I
I've
would
talked
go
to
to all
these other 4 people,
caravans,
bro.
and
I'm
my
not trying to do this
friends
shit.
brought me, and they're like, "You need to meet the community." I'm like, "Online?"
I gotta
Like,
play
no,
test the
dude,
medium
just
bow
meet them
gun.
in person. And they would have these caravans where you can buy things like, you know, merchandise, plushies, and stuff. It'll be at Capcom, and I would go with my 3DS, and people were just talking to each other, and I was not used to that.
Large
Online.
kunite.
And everyone was just comparing each other's monsters, favorite weapons, and it's just that energy when you're around everyone talking about the same thing. Obviously, this amazing game, Monster Hunter, right? So everything was very interesting to me because I'm like, everyone's actually really nice. And I love that. It was almost like, it was a magnet for me because I didn't have that. Especially with
Where's the
fighting
blind
games. I love
speedrun
fighting
lady
games,
at?
but there was
Why is she
there
not
was
on here?
Obviously fighting, but
I want to hear her
everyone's,
insight.
like Kogot said, you know, everyone's
What
working
tries
together.
I actually would like to see
And
tries
I
Bogan
made
system
so
back.
many friends
It seemed
during
interesting.
that caravan that I
Something
pretty
different
much,
besides
you
just
know,
like
started
going
hanging
down
out
just
with
like a
them,
tree.
around the 4U days. And then it got to a point where
Where is
I
she? That's
would
what I'm saying, man. Like,
bring
where is
my
she at?
3DS, so we would have play in our cars. And of course, it would disconnect sometimes, and that'll be the worst. We'll be playing against Crimson Fatalis or something. And if someone fought, you know, just, well, I'm not there anymore, so good luck, you know? And we would just have the funnest time laughing at each other. And it's just so fun. It's so fun, and like, it's actually not as serious.
Figure just something like I'm blinded by my left fingers for
for
blinded, huh?
Because you see everyone panicking in these moments, and you see everyone, you know.
I can't
working
too,
together
Mary.
and rising up.
I'm admittedly, I'm not listening a whole lot.
I think
I'm
that
listening
really
for new
touches upon
news
the
that
point,
is
which
not
is
going to
that
come
the
up, but
Monster Hunter community is very much a
I do
super
appreciate their stories
cooperative community,
in
which
regards to the
really
community
just tries to
and
bring
just
more
their
people
experience,
into their
of course.
game, which doesn't always happen with a lot of other video games that you have out there. And it just seems like it's one of those things where if somebody has a question, usually people don't go and start making fun of them. It's usually more like, hey, try it like this. Maybe you're doing this thing wrong. Like one really good example is, for instance, HeyJ. I don't know if you guys remember. HeyJ made his video where he said, "Oh, I actually don't really like this monster."
Yeah, it's not Mary. Yep.
And the community went up to his
It's
video.
getting
and
slowly but
showered
surely it's
him
getting
in
bright. We have to do
comments,
like a freaking
basically
time
saying
lapse.
things like, "Hey, maybe you should have."
Yo,
tried
did
it
you guys
like
peep
this, maybe you should have tried
Jono's
this thing."
freaking mug?
There wasn't really a negative backlash or anything like that, and I think that is one of the most
Where did he get that
perfect
from?
examples of the community getting together to kind of just like celebrate the game and try to be as inclusive to newcomers as possible, even people who have a negative opinion on the game, which I was very impressed. Even though I was aware that because I had been creating content for the game, I was aware that the community is very positive. I would still expect like more people to come out and be like, you don't know what you're talking about, or something like that.
14
There was almost none
Actually didn't
of
peep that.
which is almost unheard of for a lot of communities, I would say. So yeah, I was very impressed.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that comes from the series kind of like having more humble beginnings in kind of like the Western territories and being a phenomenon in Japan. And I feel like anybody who got their hands on it here in the US or Europe were just super, super excited about it and just want people to like understand
really
that
know,
this game
kinda
is so
smooth.
good. You need to get it. You need
Or
to
say
get
the
it.
W
Because I
insight.
think, like,
Hold on.
it's just created this like groundswell of everybody like wanting people to play Monster Hunter, just to try it, just to understand it, and it's really created like
Just to
a community
try
that's super
it.
positive and welcoming. So yeah, it's really great to see.
I'm here all night,
Yeah,
folks.
we had all these niche little communities, and we just want more and more people to come join us. You know, come on, come help with this Rathalos. And "Oh, you need help with that monster? I'll help you out. No worries." And we just keep getting together and growing as a family.
I did so many Alatreon
You're all
lobbies.
day,
It
bro.
was insane. Like for like the moment Alatreon dropped, I think for the next 3 weeks, almost every other day, I was like, okay, guys, everybody that hasn't killed Alatreon yet, let's go join the party. We're all coming in. It's a big Alatreon train, and we're gonna kill him a bunch of times. Everybody get your materials. It was a celebration. It was that. It was for Cult to Roth. We did the same thing. For Safi Jiva, we did the same thing. So it's a ton of fun.
I agree. The Latreon was crazy because that was the wall that everyone hit.
I don't know the creators.
Everyone who was streaming at the time like worked together to figure it out. And I remember that day that it launched, and I was like, I'm not sleeping. So everyone here, I'm sure you guys understand, we did not sleep until we figured it out. You know?
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And so I'll always remember that. You know, Latreon's crazy. So good point. Good point.
We just bring up the internet for now.
Alatreon as
Fair
well. I
enough.
appreciate you.
But
bringing the
she'll come back.
community
Yeah.
But she triples down, comes back with some receipts.
And well, after you, good sir. Before I know we're talking a little bit about like World and Rise, and you know, obviously like the series has reached like this global status where like a bunch of people are playing it and everybody knows about it. But let's wind it back a little bit. So I don't know if any of you guys, you know, played the first Monster Hunter on PS2 or played some of the games on PSP. And if you have, what was that first experience like? And if you haven't, are there any like monsters from that era that maybe like really connected with you?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, that's where I started, PS2. And just that first Cutku that destroyed me has stayed with me, and it's become one of my favorite monsters throughout the series. Just a, you know, goofy pink chicken monster that breathes fire. I've never seen anything like that until playing Monster Hunter. And it's been fun watching that monster evolve throughout the series as it comes in, and, you know, it gets subspecies and similar species to it, like Yangaruga.
Even though I didn't play the initial games, I did watch my brother get very angry and throw his controller many times. And I do remember him getting really angry about the Cutku, which I thought, like, are you serious? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay. So, you know, you're right. Like, seeing it evolve is
I know
very
that lady, she had an
as a spectator
Instagram.
as well. So
'Cause apparently she was like deleting a bunch of
very-
comments
yeah,
off of
that
it,
was
so I tried to
very cool.
peep it, see if I could see
You said
anything.
that 'cause it did
Which I didn't
pique
find
my
anything.
interest a
But
little bit. I think back then, even
I did
though
not
didn't
find
play
any
the game.
Twitter links. But I mean, I wasn't trying to look super hard. I just genuinely wanted to know like what was going on with their situation.
Wall for a lot of players in Monster Hunter 1. I didn't really play Monster Hunter 1, but like I said earlier, I did play Freedom Unite with my friend. And one of my fondest memories was actually Gipsaros. Because Gipsaros does that thing where he
Gipsaros.
plays dead, but he's actually not dead. And so my friend completely trolled me. He was like, oh yeah, he's dead. Let's go carve now and whatnot. And the music stops, and you're like, oh okay, this is fine. I go up to carve now. It's not working. Like, is it glitched? Do we get this? And then he just like does his thing and one shots me, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. And my friends just laughed.
The Gypsaros fake out is actually like I don't like Gypsaros that much at all, but the fake out's actually it's pretty
I like how
cool.
they waited.
Because that exact
Seriously,
same thing
like,
happened to me in 4.
Let him cook. Let him figure it out. I love that because that's what we do too.
I was like, what the
'Cause we're
fuck?
like,
What's
oh,
going on? Where's my
this will
carve
be
prompts?
perfect, because they don't know.
That becomes kind of like
And you
a
start
rite of
freaking
passage
tweaking out, and I
when
died. I
we're
was like,
a
what
new
the
player
like?
and we're playing some of the old
Fuck
games
this
or
guy, man.
something, it's always like, oh yeah, Gipsaros. Yeah, let's do Gipsaros. Oh yeah, he's fine. Go ahead and go get your loot. It's fine. It's all good.
I can say for me, I joined a little bit later. I was a 3U. That was as I mentioned, my first one.
Same.
Yeah, and then quite rapidly as well. I was like, I'm gonna get into 4U, and then like 4U's when I was like, yeah, I love this franchise. Like, I really enjoyed 3U, and I was like, this is great. This game's cool. And then I jumped onto 4U, and yeah, the rest is kind of history. I was in since then. And yeah, it was really special how even between 3
Sorry,
and
not
4U,
having-
how
Yeah,
different
you guys don't want to
styles
listen to him
go
talk?
about
Come
Monster
on,
Hunter.
man.
Like, each generation has a different feel to it, and some new additions and things like that, whilst keeping the core DNA there. So you're always on your toes, always finding out fresh things, even for your favorite weapons.
Actually
the
curious how long has this
identity
been
is
going
still
on
there,
for?
but they play a bit different, or they have a few tricks, or what they have
I
has
like that.
changed. Like, you know, when you think, for example, between 3 to 4U and then jumping ahead and you look at the difference between like
Damn,
World and Rise,
almost 2 hours
there's
now.
always something new, and there's always something to grow as a hunter and to try out, and that's what I found.
Yeah, listen
really
out for
fun.
more hints of what I say found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might let the
speaking of that era
subreddits
where you kind of started, John, that's
deal
also
with that.
where I started as well. And honestly, it's the guides from the community and different creators that helped me really get into it. So we talked about a little bit, but is there any like kind of key memories from that era of Monster Hunter 3DS that that really resonated with you guys?
The first time jumping in the water and actually being able to swim in it, that was amazing.
There's so many memories. I can't even. I mean, Gormagala showing up, Tetsukabra, you know, fighting that, and then, you know, making all the armor sets. I
Tetsukabra,
think
who the fuck?
that game also hooked me.
Well, no, Tetsukabra's okay though. I'm not gonna hate. It's an okay monster.
Immaculate to me, that game was. And
Not
it's still
particularly
to this
memorable
day,
to me, but
just indented into
yeah,
my, I guess, memory. I even told
Gormagala though.
the previous community managers it changed my life, and they're like, "Huh?" And I'm like,
Yes,
"No,
they are
I'm
still
being
yapping.
serious. This
Strong.
game changed my life." And I
don't know if a yap meter could suffice for this.
And I was like,
But I
"No."
think I'm pretty sure this is probably like the end of the stream though, because I do not imagine they have anything else to show. Because they made it pretty clear there's no news in regards to anything new.
The whole time I didn't move most of my days. I was in my bed playing, crafting, and it was just I almost felt like I was manic. I love the game so much.
I would like
And I was
Zamchios to come back actually
This
though.
is it.
Super cool
I
design.
love Monster
Oops,
Hunter,
my bad,
and I
Joe.
think that definitely solidified my passion, the 4U days. So yeah, it's great.
I mean, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is literally the only reason why I even bought a 3DS to begin with, because I don't care about 3DS at all. Like, I usually play home console and stuff like that, but 4 Ultimate did not come out on home console, so I was like, well, I have to get this 3DS because I definitely want to be playing this game. And 4 Ultimate is still one of my favorite Monster Hunter stories. And I know that a lot of people don't really play the game for the story, it's more for the gameplay loop and all that, but the journey that you take throughout Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, from the beginning where you fight
Shut the stream.
Ran or Genran? I think it's
Hiroshi, what do you mean, man? You don't want to listen to him
fight
talk?
Ran, I was like, this fight is awesome. You
I
load
think I gotta
the cannons
engage
with
in
the
a
bullets
debate
and
with
you shoot
someone.
the cannons and the whale flies over you and whatnot, and all these crazy things happen. I love that, and I've been asking since forever, please bring them back at some point. I had such hopes for Rise, to see them in Rise, but yeah, I love that introduction, and I love the progression of the story, because in 4 Ultimate you actually get to visit multiple villages, so you get that feeling, because every village in Monster Hunter always has a very unique vibe to it, from the music to the NPCs that are there, to the interactions and even the quests and some of the characters that you meet while you are there. And then 4 Ultimate, you get to experience that feeling multiple times, which to me was really cool. And you know, even the whole thing about min-maxing your palico a little bit. And in 4 Ultimate, we also got Charge Blade for the first time and mounting for the first time. So I was even playing Insect Glaive because I just wanted to mount all the time, because I thought, oh, this mechanic is so cool. And just like stabbing at the monster while he's like wildly trying to get you off and whatnot. It was.
You remember the pizza cutter thing?
Oh yeah.
I just remember seeing that for the first time because you're just
Are you debating? This freaking. I was looking at comments.
Is that pizza?
Sorry if I'm not reading chat, guys. Like I'm just.
Like, oh, what weapon is that?
I honestly don't care too much about what these guys are saying.
So I was like, oh, I need to try that weapon.
Someone on the Clutch Cloud and Wirebugs meter TikTok I posted, I think someone just commented. Someone commented 6 hours ago. They were like, if you don't use Clutch Claw, it doesn't affect the hunt though, unless you're so bad at the game. In Rise, it's like mandatory, you lose out on so much damage. And I don't believe that's all completely true. Like what I said was pretty
It's just a
correct.
big piece of.
But we'll see where it goes from now. Because I like discussing the game.
Rise was like one of the best gun
Now for a little
in the game.
Oh man, that sounds cool. I did not. Yeah, I need to play that weapon now.
Really need to use Clutch. That's just not true though.
Guns are so funny.
Like monsters are based around using Clutch Claw. Like one of the biggest issues with
It's like when I
World
first
was
saw
when it first came out, people said
the tuna
Monster's
great
HP
sword,
is
I was like,
extremely
"Absolutely
bloated
Yeah.
because they expected you to use Clutch Claw
No,
to
I'm
boost your
holding an
damage.
actual spear tuna by the nose and swinging it at monsters. And then for like hammer, you get this teddy bear.
Like
that
Clutch
you
Claw
can
is like an
throw.
expectation.
Yeah, this is perfect. I love
Like if you
this.
don't use it, you kind of just nerf yourself a bit.
Yeah, the range of weapons, you know, you've got your serious kind of weapons, you've got the cool looking weapons, more traditional ones, and then obviously you've got like the comedy weapons almost. Like, you know, I think is that you can get a couple of mugs of beer or some other beverage, and I
See
think
that when
was
you
it
play the base world, you
World
use Clutch Claw
was
extension. Yeah, exactly.
for
Like if
them,
you base
I-
world like Arena Quest,
I
you
think
can
the Dark
immediately
Dual
see
Blades and Rise,
just how
like,
much Clutch Claw has like an
those are the
impact.
cool weapons. Obviously, you know, the sword and shield though, you know, we're quite humble mostly. I did get my Zenoga sword and shield in Rise though, 'cause I do like that. It growls when you bring it out.
So have fun,
and
Miri.
kind of talking of that, obviously we've touched on about how
Yeah,
you
dude.
know we got
Missing out on this
into
crazy
friends,
discussion, man.
family,
What's going on?
Content creators or looking for a challenge, and you know during all that time in the early days, you know, for many it was kind of seen as kind of a niche game, almost, and then all of that changed with a little game called Monster. Oh well. So how was that for you, seeing this game that you love and this community that you've been a part of and kind of nurtured for so long suddenly kind of really go global? How was that? How was it?
There's a reason Master said 3.5 times the HP in Nice Sport. Yeah, exactly. Like,
And normally it's like, okay, we'll have one community manager there. We had all of them on staff there that day. And tons of the content creators there, and I'm like, oh, this is a big thing. We've got this big, huge statue of Rathalos looking up at that, and I'm like, this isn't just, you know, the niche little fandom that I had before. No, this is Monster Hunter worldwide. And just being there with everybody was so cool. And
he's been restricted to just strictly nodding his head.
Been
He's
with the series for a while.
he
or
can't say
just getting
nothing.
into it. We'd have all kinds of, you know, people that aren't used to the series come up and be like, what is this big monster here? And it's like, well, this is Rathalos. You know, he's one of the main flagships of this game series, and being able to tell them about it, and then actually getting to see the gameplay, and it's not flat world anymore, it's all these massive landscapes, and being able to
Since
grab
I see
the
somebody can't
monsters
afford it
around,
anymore,
actually
it was like a
feel
rental.
you're hunting them was it's insane.
It's hard for me to put a lot of this stuff into words, to be quite honest, because when I saw the words Monster Hunter on my screen, when they made the announcement, I felt my whole body, bumps everywhere. I was goosebumps. I almost wanted to tear up. I screamed in my house. I remember the day. I was like, Monster Hunter is coming! Ooh, PlayStation! I still feel it. Like, I just...
You know, I can fuck with that
who was
reaction.
around me. I remember the moment, and I was like, this is going to be crazy.
Bro was super
because
hype
it
for like
wasn't
everyone,
a
I'm
fun
sure.
hunt for me. So, to be able to play on my, you know...
So regrets for trials and topics now, man. Please just end it.
And I was like, this is it.
We got plenty to discuss.
Everyone's
We got
gonna
at
have
least
to
like
play
30
now.
more minutes,
Everyone
man.
has to. So I remember the trail of Twitter posts I was making. I was like, so it's time for you guys all to play now. You have no excuse. It's on PS4. You're gonna have a demo. That means a demo. So when the demo came out, it was over. I was playing that nonstop. I didn't sleep. It was awesome. And I could slide down, you know, with my hammer and, boop, you know, I was just, it was great. Anyway, moving on. I loved it. All of it.
So to me, that was so meaningful that I actually don't remember a single other thing that was announced
What
during
time is it?
E3. It was just like, no, whatever. It's Monster Hunter is
8:30
finally coming.
p.m.
The thing was, I had covered Monster Hunter in my channel before the announcement of.
Not gonna
World,
lie.
but it was always like one of those things where I couldn't really.
I thought I was gonna
dedicate
end
as much
stream
time
after
as I
this,
wanted
but
to it because
I'm
when
kind
it
of
comes
awake
about
now. I
content
think I really just need
creation,
to eat
it's about
something, but
timing, right? And
I think
so
we might stream for a
Monster
bit. I
Hunter
don't think we'll stream
before
for like
that
freaking
were
12
out in
hours, but
Japan, and then 1 year later
for a little
they would
bit.
come to the West. And by then,
So you're giving
most
your
of
normal
the
app sessions a
real,
rent for
you
its
know,
money.
dedicated content creators they would buy the Japanese version and they would like somehow.
It's like 5 people,
manage
guys. I
to
don't know if we could
interpret
out
what's
yap
going on
them.
in the game, and I was like,
This might be a bit tough
I
for
don't
me.
know. I can't try out the game in Japanese. It's just really weird to me. I can't play it like that. So when I realized that this one was going to have a worldwide release, I was like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this for so long. I've been wanting to cover. So instantly, just like video after video, telling people about how amazing this game is, and we all need to play this game. This is going to be insane. And it was that.
Made a horrible mistake, guys.
The demo came out was when it all came together.
I forgot.
Like,
I forgot to hit the record button.
Really know what the gameplay
Because I freaking had the stupid intro in the beginning.
Has this texture to it.
I have to pull the VOD. This is fucking annoying.
Feels and when you hit the
Oh
monster
well.
and all of that. And with the more, let's say, more fluid
Just realized
animations
that.
that we're seeing from Monster Hunter World and all, a lot of people were questioning themselves, is it still going to feel like Monster Hunter? And when we finally get our hands in the beta, it's like, yes, it still feels like it's so good. And it was just completely
I thought it was pretty
insanity
cool
from
too.
there. I was completely addicted. I put in way over 100 hours in that demo, checked out every single weapon, did runs where we were killing all of the monsters that were just there that you weren't even supposed to kill, like chase after Rathalos because he shows up, and chase after Anjanath when he shows up. And there was even like a rare monster that wouldn't always show up, which was Puke Puke, I think. So like there was a chance that the Puke Puke would spawn in the map, but it would only do it like once every 100 times.
I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes.
Everybody was running through the
If these guys are still having their discussions,
Puke Puke to spawn.
I'm gonna boot up Devil May Cry 4,
Yeah, I think
and I'm gonna live our life.
World also, and Iceborne. Getting to Iceborne.
I'm down for a good yap, but
kind of like
there's no real news
title
happening.
update and expansion that was all happening for a
Do
Monster
you
Hunter
want
title.
to
So
sit
it
here
was
and
like
watch this
the
anymore?
game launched, and then it was like a longer term relationship with the game. Honestly, like several years of playing, and people are still playing today. So I think that's one of the cool things is that, you know, being able to like go along for the ride, see all the monsters revealed with the different events and whatnot. I think that was just really cool to see, and I know the team really loves you know, the monster reveals and seeing everybody's reactions. So yeah, anytime we see your guys'
You're here,
reactions,
Shino.
we're always making sure that
I got
the
you, man.
team in Japan knows about it as well.
The change.
We got a lot of things happening in 10 minutes.
Was also fantastic. The way that it would completely change whenever there was a new event. Like, hey, here's the spring event, completely different gathering hub, and it would always bring the community together because everybody wanted to go farm the special like events that would be available at any given time to get all the special timed rewards and whatnot. I thought that was an absolute blast. And even when the sieges would come, and you know, again, the community would just jump back in and everybody would be grinding stuff. It was really cool. And another really cool aspect was the fact that the lobbies would actually hold more players. So you would
Funny day everyone in a row last night.
Players in your lobby and different
fun,
people
man.
running different things. It was just such a good time.
I love that. Yeah, like the 16 people, you know, player lobbies was nuts. And being able to take pictures, I mean, I love taking pictures with everyone. Because, you know, being able to do that,
Taking pictures was actually goated. I have to
also having all the
see on my Xbox if I have a photo
so
still.
you can get your weapons and
I took this
you know,
like
if you don't want to hunt that monster, you can go somewhere
big
else
photo, man.
to the other side and someone's hunting, you know. So I loved how fluid
You're good,
everything
RC.
was.
I don't care if
And
you guys like
also
do stuff in the
for
background. You don't have to tell me, 'cause I know it's just not
everything
very
was
exciting right
and
now.
It felt like a challenge, you know. Like every time you played the monsters that came out,
I'll play something in a bit. I just wanna,
you know, and
make sure I'm not
brought a
missing
little bit
out.
of a good stress. I think I really love that. I was like, oh man, this one's gonna be hard, guys. I guess we're not sleeping tonight, and that's one of our favorite things to say to each other. Like, are you prepped for this? Did you shower? Did you fry some snacks? Do you have 2 different waters? You can't like 2 different drinks. You have to have water and something else. So we would prep each other. It's just so funny because it's like, you know, when a new one, you know, a new monster comes out for the free title updates, you know, it's
I
just
might
all
not
that
have it.
stuff. You prep each other too. So it's awesome. It was awesome.
The Rise Battle
We have them
Pass.
again, you know? We still have them again. You know, people are still going, you know, coming back to World.
Oh yeah.
I am. So it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I loved always seeing the big gathering halls just full of people. You know, you'd have people on one side playing, just, you know, at the, what was it, like a little hot
What do I
spring.
want?
They'd just be
Oh,
hanging out
actually, I know what I
there.
can do. Actually,
You'd have people doing the arm wrestling. And it was great as a streamer because you could have just different groups of people be like, alright, we completed this quest, let's shuffle the next group in. And you just constantly be working together towards
the mouse game is actually fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, and you know, you've all
Gives you options, gives you something to do.
Topic, which is kind of favorite memories from World and Iceborne. And you know, for me, it kind of starts quite humble with having more of my friends actually come into Monster Hunter and playing through with them and grinding and farming with them.
No,
but
send me a
then
message.
I found that I was getting
I'm
experiences that
Crash.
actually really got my heart pumping. Obviously, talking about
What?
title updates and, you know, Alatreon, which I absolutely love, because I'm a sword and shield, so I use elemental weapons anyway. So, like, I was right at home.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with that, having that, you know, you had to kind of hit that damage limit before the Nova attack, and you think you're close, but you don't know, and you know it's going to do it soon. Is it Eschaton Judgment, I think?
Eschaton Judgment, yeah.
And I'm like, are we there? Are we there? Have we got the horn yet? And you can hear like the heartbeat kind of going, and then your heartbeat's going. And the first time we beat that was just an incredible feeling. Like Fatalis was great as well. Fatalis was insane, but just the kind of pressure I felt in that hunt. And then the kind of the nostalgic music playing at the end as well when you do take down Alatreon. That was really, really, really special. And it's a sort of where I felt validated.
Just padding for time. They don't even have anything to say anymore.
Go, Gath.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, Vampy, do you want to go? Because I have mine.
The most memorable thing about World? There's
The most memorable thing that happened to you while you were playing World.
Oh. This is really hard, guys. Like, there's so many things.
I know, right? That's why I have trouble with it.
Like, you know, I have to say Alatreon, because when it came out, I was like, okay, how is this going to be different? You know, how is it going to be different to hunt? And also, being a hammer user, everyone was counting on me every time I streamed. Can you break this for me? Can you break? And of course, you don't want to let them down. You're like, yeah, I got you. So I had to practice. So I definitely remember, you know, a lot of the community would come into my streams like, can you break this for me? Break that for me? Especially during that time. And I was giving myself a lot of stress. I was like, you better break it. The first part, you better break it. So I had to be exact with everything I was doing. So when it first came out, I think I slept at like 8 in the morning. I had some people come in, you know, previous, friends of mine in the community, and they're like,
that Shan was a bit scary. It was because of the freaking Judgment Eschaton,
we
man.
haven't beaten it yet. I will not sleep. And
I'm always scared when I feel like I wasn't doing enough damage and I couldn't get it in time.
I recommend don't do that, because you're not gonna rest. But that was definitely one of my most memorable, because when we did finally beat him, it was with the people that I hunted the most, because we work very well together. So we can synchronize, and we trusted each other, that we knew our weapons very well. And I think that's one of the main things, is working with a team that knows their weapon and knows timing. And being able to have that, you know, camaraderie with friends is awesome. So yeah, same thing.
So it'd be easy to also go after Alatreon. So I'm going to mention 2 other things that were extremely memorable for me. So one of the first ones was one of the first times I interacted with Basilgoose, which ends up being my favorite monster, particularly the seething variant that we got with Iceborne. That's my favorite monster of all time. Easy, because I'm all about explosions and he's all about explosions. But the really cool thing was that he would just jump into your hunts and be the most annoying creature ever. I was fighting, I think one of the first times, I was high rank fighting a Radabon in what was it
Actually,
called?
a little crushed. I like the dopest screenshot ever, and it's just like gone.
The place where
I don't even think I can get it back either.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
The Rotten Vale.
Rotten Vale. So I'm in there and I'm fighting Radabon, and he comes in and he starts dropping, his bombs. And I was like, what's this? And then I hit one of them by mistake, and it explodes in my face. Now, what's going on? And then he drops in, boom. I was like, what is this? What's going on? And then he leaves. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I continue fighting Radabon, and after a while he comes in and does the same thing again. And I was like, no, this is not right. So I chase him all over the map. You're not supposed to fight him at that point, but I just chase him all over the map, and I fight him for, I don't know for how long I fought him, but I caught it through.
I do not like Basilgoose. This is not my guy.
I was just like, forget Radabon, I need to kill him because he's so annoying. So like that rivalry, I was super excited about that. That's one of my favorite memories. And the other one was actually a collaboration Extremoth, if you guys remember, Behemoth, but like the extreme version of him, because that required so much coordination that I had to like bring in my previous expertise from MMO raiding, and I was like, okay guys, here's what we're gonna do. When he does Charybdis, everybody that has the thing under you, you have to go to one of the corners of the map, you have to drop your tornado in the corner of the map, then you come back. I was playing
yeah, Basil was going through it with the anomaly grind. It was kind of sad seeing just like how many people were really farming this dude.
Eating whatever was the thing that made you sometimes not consume your consumables.
Yeah.
I forget what the name of the skill is, but you know, I had all of those things going, and the idea was everybody in my lobby, you never have to heal. You never have to worry about that. All you got to do is deal damage, okay?
Yeah.
And I know exactly when I want the mount, so I will do the mounting when it needs to be done. I will do everything, and it was...
They never
it was
moment in
amazing.
time
It was
someone
such a
wasn't,
thing
yeah,
that
honestly.
required so
It was
much
crazy.
coordination, and it took a tremendous amount of time to actually do, and it was a ton of fun to go through and do that fight. I loved it.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, when you're talking about it, I visually was seeing like how everything mapped out because I never used my radial. I usually just craft everything.
Oh wow.
The first time I actually used it, I was like, oh, I have to like have that jump mechanic, you know? So I had to put on the bottom of my radial, and I was like, okay, do the the healings and all that stuff. It's just crafting on the spot, you know? So that was definitely one of them that I had to use for.
Using the Dragoon jump to escape the meteor?
Yeah.
No, I was always hiding behind the rock.
I used to practice the Dragoon jump. It was super satisfying.
To learn it, right? Like so well.
It always felt super nice.